I want to talk to y'all very briefly about the truth about tarot. And this is specifically directed towards those of you who kind of serial watch free general readings on here. Number one, which, for brevity's sake, I fail to mention in a lot of my videos, is that because I incorporate astrology, it's probably most relevant for you to watch your rising sign. Yeah, watch your sun sign, your moon. If you don't know what those three are, you need to find out. And definitely, if you were to ever come to me for a private reading, I would be pulling your natal chart, which is as unique as a fingerprint. And that brings up my point about, what's different. These readings, if you're not watching your rising sign along with your sun and moon, you're probably not getting all the information. Additionally, I think a lot of us in the tarot community, we say ad nauseum, it's a general reading, it's not private one-on-one. So, of course, you're kind of having to pick through what applies to you and what doesn't. And that's not really something you're going to have to do so much with a private reading, particularly if you're dealing with a reader like myself, who is not just pulling cards, but I'm also looking at your unique natal chart. In addition to being more precise with your unique astrology, something that you're going to get in a private reading that you won't get in a general online, no matter how many videos you watch, is getting some solutions that lead you to a place of more mastery in life. And I say that because a lot of people, what initially brings them to tarot is they're going through some kind of challenge in their life, maybe with a relationship, the breakup of a relationship, maybe the ending of a career, or just having some kind of existential crisis, which we all go through. But if we're just talking the problem and the he said, she said, we never really come to a solution or an understanding of why that problem or challenge is there in our lives and what the higher purpose and use of that is. Let me give you an example. I have a lot of clients who have come to me, usually about some breakup in a relationship. And I've even got some clients who come to me for relationship synastry. We'll pull their unique natal chart up against their person of interest, and whoever they're dating, they want to know up front, like, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this relationship? What's the compatibility? Where are the incompatibilities? And I tell them. But me as a reader and a lover of astrology, if I keep seeing pattern upon pattern upon pattern that this particular person keeps running into, let's say, cheating or disloyalty or power dynamics, in a relationship, trust issues, whatever the pattern is, I point it out to them. And it might be at that point that I convince them to do a reading that they probably should have done in the first place, which a lot of people don't want to do, which is one of my life mastery readings, where we take our time, we go deep, we go up to 2 hours talking about your unique natal chart and who is your ideal life partner. That's one of my life mastery readings, where we look at, what do you need? What is your love nature? What do you need? So you just stop wasting your time with people who are not going to love you like you need to be loved. Let me tell you, before I knew this stuff about myself, oh my gosh, my time was so badly wasted because I would try to, my gut was telling me, don't get with that person. And you would get with some men who are like, no, you misunderstood. We really are compatible. And now I do not get my time wasted. I'm like, no, that is not right for me. And I know that I know that I know what is and what isn't right for me. And I stick to my guns on it. Now, if you're saying to me, look, I know what I need, I just don't know why I can't seem to get it met, I can't get these needs met, that is usually that's another life mastery reading I offer, where we look into, what are your unique challenges in this life? What karmic lessons are you here to master? What is your shadow side? How are you getting in your own way? How are you getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself and doing the shadow work and looking at the wound that you're here to heal within yourself in this life? And then we look at doing some healing work so we can get beyond this. This is taking tarot from beyond the here and now and what's the problem and talking the problem, and into what is the root cause and how do we solve this? And Before I understood this stuff, even about myself, which, oh my gosh, like all three of my daughters know this stuff. Like by age 20, they know this stuff. And I think it's just a tragedy that people don't know themselves like this and they haven't done the healing and self awareness work. And you got so many broken people out there like that. You know, before I did this work, I just couldn't understand like why I kept hitting brick walls in certain situations and people and why these patterns kept coming up. And now that I have done this work through the astrology, and yes, with the help of tarot, can I say my life is perfect? No. No, my life is not perfect. Far from it. But now when I go through adversity, I understand. I don't feel like I'm cursed or the world is against me or that I'm unworthy or whatever fill in the blank negative self talk you do. I look at what's going on and I understand what spirit is trying to show me from a higher level. And I'm more constructive and I'm more agile with whatever life throws my way. And I don't get my time wasted by nonsense that is derailing me from my life because I know myself. Another great thing about incorporating the astrology is that I can actually give you specific dates and timelines. Like if you are going through something very difficult, I can look at the astrology and I can tell you what that energy is, why it's there, what's the higher purpose, when it started, and when it's going to end, which for me personally is helpful. You know, like I've been going through Saturn in my 10th house for the last 2 years, which has been a total biatch. Okay. But, you know, rather than think that I'm just doomed and this is never going to end, I know from the astrology, aha, Saturn, Satan gets out of my 10th house of career, status, reputation, recognition for my hard work. It comes out next spring. So it helps me to hold on and keep going and maintain. And I tell myself, oh, I know my career is getting tested right now, and I've just got to hold the course. If this is where I know I belong, then I have to stand strong and I have to fortify and strengthen, right? So it's a totally, the dates and the timelines help you to hang on and to use the time optimally. The astrology also helps when you're like, okay, my God, if I have to like hang on for another 6 to 12 months, how do I do this? And I can look at your chart and I can see, well, over here you got Jupiter giving you some blessing and some relief. And you see the astrology, but it's unique to you and you're not going to get that in a general reading. So yeah, if you are interested in those kinds of readings and you're ready to get off of the generic breadcrumbing tarot readings that are out here where you got to pick through the crumbs and try to scrap it together, make it a whole loaf of bread that may or may not be what you need, because it's not unique to you and only you, then make sure to reach out to me. I am running a 3-day sale up to 25% off on my readings. Helps me meet some goals of mine, and hopefully I'll be helping you meet yours.